All right, let's fire this sucker up. So here's what I got going on. It's a DIY hot tent. It's a pretty small unit. We'll see.
How light is it?
It's got to be less than
a pound?
Yeah. Pipe's probably about the same. It's a lightweight unit, and everything will fit inside here. I've got a couple extra hose clamps on there. In order to make the stove jack, this is a silicone baking sheet. Nothing sticks to it. Super glue, duct tape, Gorilla tape, whatever, nothing. So I had to sew this pretty heavy duty Velcro on. And then I had to sew it onto my hole in the tent. Just like that. I don't know, I mean it goes on there pretty good. The pipe fits in there pretty tight. It's fired up. Let's see how she goes.
So when you set up your ice hut like this,
yep.
I'm assuming you dig out a spot, then set it in?
Well, that's a good question. It's nice to have a layer of snow for one, but then again, it's just going to end up melting.
Yep.
So what I'll do is make a big like bunk and chair on one side. Once that settles and gets hard, I'll be able to sleep on it, sit on it.
Okay.
I don't want to have this thing blow down and then ruin my sleeping bag.
Yep.
I'll be sleeping on the windy side.
Yep.
So if it blows, it'll blow away from my gear.
Yep.
Generally dig it out, insulate it, you know, so put snow around the edges. And
on the outside?
Yep, get it secure.
Yep.
You might have to deadhead it, like guy it out so it doesn't blow over. That's pretty easy. I mean, I've sat out on these things where it's just been
brutal wind?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tied it to cars and things like that.
Sure.
So will be a ton of work getting wood. If you're out in the middle of a big lake, you're gonna have to go, go get wood. So you want to be smart enough and not have to be too far from shore.
Yep.
But get stockpile wood, and just once you're out here and just chill out and fish, and we'll have to test this stove out and see how it, how it does, and how quickly it burns, and how hot it gets, and all that stuff. So it's a mystery, and it's the whole situation may not even work that well. I don't know. It's an experiment, but something we've been talking about for a while. These things, if you want to buy a hot tent, more of a canvas one or something like that, that are designed for camping with heats, those things can be up to $3,000. Yeah. Wow. I bought this. I've had this thing for a dozen years, and I bet I paid it. I think I remember paying like $189 for it. I think it'll work well enough. We'll test it out. Yeah, baby. I think a couple tricks of this thing are going to be figuring out how to keep it burning, kind of hot. Everything fits in there. Got the damper.
That's what that little thing is there? To open it and close it? Okay. You have a little bit of air there, flow there, but
I think, a little air.
It's probably a good thing.
Yep. I'm curious to see how hot that stovepipe gets. I can wrap this stove with some heat resistant material. If it comes down to that, that's probably what I'll have to do. I hope not. I don't want to be messing around anymore.
Yeah, or spending more money on it.
Or spending any more money on it. The thing probably already cost me, I bet $35.
Okay. That's including the stove?
No, well, I don't remember what I got the stove for. It was really, really cheap. In fact, the guy might have even given it to me. I got a few things from him. I don't remember. Chris would remember, but I don't know. I took it because I thought, well, maybe I'd have a use for it one day. And
yeah, well, this is a great use for it, too.
Yeah, it does look pretty cool.
I'll try to see some smoke come on.
Yeah.
Right? Sweet.
Hot. Warm already.
Oh yeah.
So there'll be a slight learning curve. on how to keep this thing it's open now, I believe. So I want to dedicate my next video to my first 100 subscribers, and especially the people who have commented or, you know, by word of mouth mentioned some things. And but I want this to be a real positive venture.
Oh yeah.
My philosophy of the outdoors: just breathe fresh air, get exercise, do it yourself, and just enjoy it. And really, I guess the overall, it's, you know, how can you do it and be as efficient as possible? Be able to, you know, have this be a lifestyle and do it efficiently.
You know, you've put the time in, you've learned your lessons, the good and the bad, you know, and you still enjoy it.
Yeah.
You know, whether you're stranded or you get a flat tire or you got to go get more wood or your stovepipe is, whatever the case is, you know, you always just persevere. And I think that's one thing from knowing you and being an outdoorsman, you have to be like that.
Well, those are skills that can translate to life as well, and hopefully they do, and hopefully they translate to you know, other people's everyday lives.
And what's not to love about nature?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're having a bad day or you're depressed or you're sad or you're going through tough times, get outside.
You're starting to read much more about the value of mental health and nature and people's well-being in nature. So it is significant. Mm-hmm. I think we're on it's a trend and it's a movement, and I don't know, be a grandfather of the movement.
Oh yeah. God, listen to that thing. Right? Wow.
Yeah, it's
ripping through there.
toasty in here. So I think this is going to be a success. Had a test run. It's cold out today. It's windy. I'm able to drive out of the lake, use the car for a wind barrier, and I tied the hut up to the car. It's not going anywhere. Got it staked down, dug out, insulated, ready to go. All I gotta do is set up the tent. Everything's right here. This is my stove jack. I sewed heavy duty Velcro onto the tent shelter. And onto here I used 15-pound braided line and a heavy sewing needle. I probably went through 10 sewing needles. Used pliers to thread it in and out. Always use the pliers, otherwise you'll break more needles. Still break a few. I think the challenge overall will be getting the stovepipe to roll up lengthwise. And it wants to go already. Let's get that fire rolling. here.